test, test. Well, I can't believe you rated me. What a surprise. I did not know that was coming. Not at all. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm not going to be as charismatic as Oloa, but, you know, I'll be here to help. If you got any questions about the game, happy to see some new faces and excited for the festivities this weekend. Looking forward to the GM event. Maybe I am muted. Hopefully not. Can you all hear me talk? Test, test, test. Test. Hello. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me calling? Can you hear me calling you? Still no. How about now? All right, let me see what's up. Technical difficulties here. Let's see what's going on. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Oh, I don't know why you can't hear. Let's see. Embers adrift. Embers audio. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me sing? Oh my God, you can hear me sing. But now I hear myself sing, and I sound terrible. Let me try this. Anywho, I guess as long as you can hear me, it's cool, good enough. But welcome, welcome. I'll tweak it or mess with it later. Right now, I am just milling around on my Zerker. I am going to go to an ember vein. So if you're new to the game, the ember veins are where we get our ember essence and fill our stones. This little thing on my hip. The more ember you have, the brighter it is. And you use ember for travel, and you use it for alchemy. So your alchemy skills. One thing you can do is if you stand near one of these portal or respawn points, you can see where the ember veins are with that purple ray coming down. Green is a kind of a ashen rift where creatures turn ashen around it. Purple, you can actually enter the rift in its ember vein. So right now I'm going to go to the solo loop in the ember vein and mess with my microphone while I go that way. So you can see the lightning. It's a good way also when you're approaching to locate it. As you can see, we've already got an ashen mob outside that's already ashen, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it just to get some. Am I really out of arrows? Oh my gosh, how noobish. That's okay, I'm going to use kunai for now. So basically when I kill this, it should give me about 8 Ember Essence out of, to help fill this number up. Zerkers are DPS, really good AoE DPS. So once I get inside of here, I'll pull a couple at a time and just swing away. Alright, let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Alright. So I'm going to just do this a little bit of this solo loop for a sec. I know there's another player in here, so I don't want to step on their toes. I actually leveled up last time since I was here, so these are light blue. Not really going to give much of a fight. No, I'm probably going to doom myself and die, but I'll just demonstrate a little bit of the Zerker. So as you can see, I pulled 2 and I'm hitting 2. Really good AoE DPS. They've got this gut skill, which gives you physical damage resist. And your Ember, you actually can get a little bit of a stun on your AoE. So you can see both of them are currently stunned. So the alchemy versions of the Zerker skills are pretty nice. One downside is they don't have a heal yet. They get one later on with alchemy. But they did just recently make improvements to plus health regen. So now you don't have as much downtime. If you're sitting, And out of combat, you'll notice your health goes up a lot quicker than when it used to. You also get this assault skill, which you can just spam. It's like a burst DPS, as you can see. It takes out solo targets quickly. I really need to fix my mic. It's just annoying hearing the game like twice. Apologies for technical difficulties here. And my cat wants to talk. Let's see. You know what? I'm a moron. So I had Aloa's stream up, and when she raided me, that's why I could hear myself talk. Jeez. I'm over here doing all these controls and everything, and I'm like, there's a damn browser window up with Aloa's stream still going. What a moron. Hey, you gotta laugh at yourself, right? So I'm just going to try to keep it to about 2 or 3 mobs at a time here. I should actually be using this before I attack, this wind up, because it gives like a plus damage bonus. So usually you'll find your order of skills to use down the line. I usually just kind of keep them in the order that I would usually execute them, just to keep it easier to remember. But I do know sometimes it's hard to stream and talk. So kudos to all those streamers. I don't know how they do it sometimes when you're in a group and you're trying to answer questions and you're still trying to concentrate on or focus on the game. So kudos to those of you who can do it successfully. Good night, Mindless. Have a good one. So one other skill they got, which a lot of folks use, is if you run out of stamina, they have a skill that basically you're not allowed, you can't cast your, I always say cast, but it's execute skills. You can't use your skills when you use this skill. It's like it dazes you, but it gives you a bunch of haste and damage. So like for instance, if I'm fighting something and I run out of stamina, you can hit this skill here, and for 20 seconds you get 50 one-hand, two-hand damage and haste. So it's a good one to use if you're burning something down. And then I'm just going to do it just to show you. And you basically can switch to your one-handers and do it because it's going to get more benefit from the haste. So it'll just basically sit here and chop without any use of stamina. So pretty versatile class when you do run out of stamina to have a skill like that. It does have a refresh, but the more haste you get, the quicker your skills are going to refresh. Love the haste skill in this game. Not only does it make your auto attacks quicker, but the more haste means the reduction in your cooldown timers. So like if this is a minute cooldown and I have 100 haste, I think it cuts it in half. So if it was say 60 seconds and I had 100 haste, I think it would be 30 seconds cooldown. So really love the haste skill for various reasons. And this skill itself gives haste, so it itself aids in its own cooldown. One other thing I'll demonstrate is they have a lull, which is, if you think about, I call it lull from, I'm an EQ player, so I say mezzes or lulls and things like that. But they have a lull where you can kind of sedate the target. If it's in combat, you can't do it, but it's good for lulling it and then pulling its neighbors, mobs near it, without getting aggro. See if this thing has a shield up right now, so I'm not going to attack it and waste my stamina until it drops. It'd be kind of wasteful to blow through my stamina when it's got its shield up. So there is definitely some strategy involved with the fights. It's not just tank and spake. It may seem like that, but you do have to be somewhat strategic. You might have a shield you have to break through, and that's when I would switch to my one-handers because it's quicker attacks. So we got a partner here. I'm just gonna swing away. Yeah, that's what he said. Go nuts. Yeah, the Zerkers are real fun, just blasting through stuff. Again, these are light blue to me, so I can't admit that this is like serious competition, but it's a good way for me to show you some of the skills that the Zerker has. So I'm going to pop my guts, that's my PDR buff, and then I'm going to start hit him with the stun here, stun AoE, and then hit him with another Ashen or Ember-based AoE. So if you notice these numbers here beside my hotbar, it means I've got 26 casts of Alchemy 1 and 5 of Alchemy 2. Because Alchemy 2 costs 20, while Alchemy 1 only costs 5 now, which is nice. And the more you use the Alchemy skills, you can level up to the second version. So if you notice, there's a little experience bar here between 1 and 2, and basically I just have to keep using 1 to build it up towards 2. So if I hit this, there's the lull there, that as you can see it lulled that target. He attacked it, which is no big deal. I didn't expect him to not attack it, but I just wanted to demonstrate if you hit them with that lull, it basically keeps them from aggroing. So that one just turned Ashen, so that means we'll get Emberescence from killing him. But hit me up if you've got any questions in the game. Be happy to help answer any questions you have about class preferences. What do you think about certain builds or strategies, or just anything about the game. I've played pretty much every class there is known in the game, or at least played with them, those classes, so I can speak to it to some extent. So Carmel is a warlord. Love the warlord. They get the heal song and stamina song. They get AoE fear at 30. They get a AoE damage skill. They get haste song. Oh, not too bad. It's nice to open chests and find fairly good loot. But warlord was the first class I picked, thinking that they would get run speed. Oh, they're bard. They'll get run speed. Nope, no run speed. Got a little named here, little creeper. But for example, if I lull this thing, it's not going to attack me. It's a good way to just basically kind of pick and choose the mobs you want if you're trying to single target or single pull stuff, but we're just going to AoE and swing away. I don't know why I keep forgetting to cast my wind up before doing this. But yeah, I stream the game a lot, usually very chill streams. Don't do a lot of talking unless there's questions, but since it's the weekend and all with the events, I'll definitely be here to answer any questions you got. give me a follow if you like. I don't do ads. I just basically stream the game to help get the word out. Really love the game, old school EQ vet. And in all honesty, this game is kind of one of the first games in a long time that's given me those EverQuest feels. So really enjoy playing this game. Just gotta, I always say it has a certain charm to this game, and there's just something about like the lighting and the music and the things you get into, the trouble you get into, and the trouble you get out of. And you kind of make your own adventures and stories and whatnot, as corny as that may sound, but you know, it's a virtual sandbox. So a lot of content too has been added since I started playing. We got a big room here. I think we can do it. And nice to have that stamina song going. The Warlord's basically like a mana battery if you think about clarity in EverQuest. One thing that's worth noting is the game has a pretty cool system where it's got positional bonuses of your weapon. So if you notice, my weapon here has a frontal arrow that says 5 damage there on it. So that means when I'm in the front of the mob, I'm going to get a bonus towards damage, and the higher my positional stat is, gosh, I must have some sort of debuff on. My stats don't normally look like that. The higher my positional is, then the more bonus I'll get from that. And daggers traditionally have rear positional, if you think about rogues that backstab and whatnot. So you've got side positionals as well. So it's kind of a unique flair to the combat in the game when it comes to positional. Mobs also have armor that can break down. So if you notice, there's a little blue shield next to the mob's portrait, and that'll show you the percentage of armor that the mob has. And you can break it down with certain skills. So it's right now broken down to 33%, meaning he was probably using a sailing strike, which is a really good skill for supporters. It helps does damage and breaks down armor. Put my other skill back up, because with his stamina song, I'm not having any problems with that. Sometimes they all turn ashen when you don't want them to. And other times they do turn when you don't turn when you want them to turn. So it's that RNG that comes through sometimes. But I like to fight places where you're filling your Emberstone up, because that allows you to continuously use your magic or alchemy, I should say, and level it up, and the skills are a lot stronger as well. So let me put this skill back up. I'm not doing a lot of lulling here. I'll put this in the front so I don't forget to hit the darn thing. Alright, let's take this room out. Oh, there's nothing in here. Oh, there's 2. If you hold over Alt too and you hold your skill down, it'll show like a cone of where your skills hit. It's kind of not shown in the water here, but I'll show you in a sec. So hold down Alt, it'll kind of show you the range of your skills when you mouse over it. Good place to find mushrooms too, in these places. Yeah, I used to call this class like the Hulk Smash class because they are definitely good damage dealers. And with that stamina song he's got, I can, it gives me more opportunity to spam my heavy hitter. Let's go in here and try and pull a bunch, see what happens. Let's make it a little more dangerous. Yeah, again, these are blue, so they're not the hardest competition, and they're single chevron, which are designed for like 1 or 2 people. Really no more than that. But if you kill enough of them, obviously since they're not as hard. Sometimes you can get XP off them just by sheer volume of how many you kill of these things. Like if you've got, you can burn down a whole group of them sometimes, and you get a pretty good chunk. I don't know why I ran in here without any stamina, but it's because I'm talking, not paying attention. Let Carmel heal me while I fend off, because he's probably going to get some aggro. One thing with Warlords is they only get 1 big heal until level 34. So when he heals me with that heal that he just did, it's got a refresh on it. Another reason why I like haste, because the more haste you have, that means his first aid is going to come up quicker in his rotation. So no matter what class you are, I really, really love the haste skill. I learned from using a Warlord, because I would heal somebody and then somebody else would need to heal, and then it wasn't ready to be executed because it was refreshing. Haste will cut that down. Yeah, good place again for mushrooms. So this is the solo loop, or a single chev loop as some may call it. This place also has a group area which has 2 chevron and 3 chevron mobs. So if we had like a group of 4, we could do it. Definitely helps to have the traditional tank DPS heal out mix, but I've done dungeons without a tank before. I've done dungeons without a healer before. Sometimes you just get creative and deal with the hand you're dealt with. Don't recommend running with the 2-hander. Not only do you move slow, but it's a ridiculous looking animation. And I think they left it in the game just because people always talk. It's a conversation piece. So it just looks silly running with this thing. It's like a sachet. It doesn't look like that with 2-handers, or the 1-handers. It's just a funny animation. I mean, you move slow anyway, so why are you going to run with it? That's my argument. Blast this thing down. It's a really good DPS. I can imagine if we get enough interest in the PvP tournament on Sunday, somebody is going to be a Zerker out there just smacking people. But healers might be able to counter it until they run out of stam. So if you play the game or you're interested, I've put on the Discord a sign-up sheet for the PvP tournament. There's not really a ton of interest so far, but it'd be cool to have some folks, go in there and scrap it out. When it first came out, we used it quite a bit, but since then it doesn't get a lot of use. But I figured this would be a good opportunity to try it out, and all levels are welcome. It'll be like level 1 through 9. It won't be like level 1s versus level 50s or anything like that. But it's just a little arena. It's just something fun to goof off in. We had fun when it first came out. And you can do like group PvP if you want, and things like that. So we've already blown through this place. Really nothing else to kill until they repop. So down there's the 3C loot. Very dangerous for us two to go attempt that. But just pointing out that's where that is. So I'm going to log, and see, this is proof we can all get along. We've had some heated conversations on the forums, and here we are grouping together. Can we all just get along? Good group, Carmel. All right, it's a passionate fan base. We got, it's small but passionate group, and it comes out in some of the posts. But again, I love this game, so I really support it. Trying to think of what I can show you. Let me show you I'm going to show you the Warden class because I really love the Warden. Let me log him in. And like a maniac, I have multiple accounts. Let's see. All right, so Warden is your, if you think about kind of a ranger class in EQ. When I found out that Warlords did not get run speed, I said, well, who does? And I'm making that character. And here's the Warden. So they get this skill called Lay of the Lands. I've got the highest version, so it does do plus 25 to movement. So it's real nice to be able to run fast. It's good for exploring. They also got like a lull. It's a sedation dart, so I can hit that thing and it won't aggro me. I can pull stuff around it. They get a self-heal, which is very nice. You can heal yourself. They get a dot that you can apply to your weapons, and when I stab something, it can poison it. So I really like that aspect. You get a damage shield, like a PDR buff called Rockhide. Use that a lot too. This is Grimstone Canyon. This is a level 30 through 38ish 40 zone. Funny story, when I started playing this game, a couple times throughout playing it, I was ready to quit because there wasn't any content. And right when I was about to quit, I was like level 29. They came out with this zone, and it kept me playing. And then when I hit 40, I was like, yeah, I'm running out of stuff to do. And then they released Highland Hills. So all along the way, they've been releasing content to kind of fill those gaps and give more options to level. Because when the game first came out, it didn't have these zones, so you would find players having to grind green mobs ad nauseum just to level, and that can be pulling teeth. So really nice that they've been adding a lot of content, so you have options to level. Nothing's worse than doing a static bunny kill camp, just over and over at the same spot. So really like the ability to have options to level. These are not in my range. I'm just out here exploring. I was looking for I'm looking for a book drop. Some of the mobs out here will drop your skill books. All skills past level 30 are dropped from books from these mobs. And I do see a named up. It's part of a quest. I might shout and see if anybody needs him for that quest, because he's sometimes hard to spawn, but he's up right now. I really like this canyon. It's a really cool area. I'll go over here and show you, get a little closer, because even though those are gray to me, lower level, and they're 3C, they will still kick your ass. So you can't just cakewalk through gray mobs. But really pretty zone. I prefer night in this game. Reason why is you can see the names clear. Like that yellow name tag is very easy to see at night, where in daytime sometimes they blend in with the background or the bushes. I just prefer night. The colors are richer and deeper. The spell effects, of course, look cooler at night. I'm a nighttime guy, so you know, days fine, but sometimes it's, you know, I really like to have like the nighttime aspect of it. And you know, I don't like the lantern. I hate the lantern. It's too bright. Looks like you're getting ready to get your teeth pulled in the dentist office. But I do like the warm lights of the flame torches. Only reason I've got the lantern is it's got stats on it. So I'll show you one of the larger, cooler looking mobs in the game. This hulking slackjack. And I swear they made them bigger. At one point, I don't think they were this tall. Definitely love bow kiting with this class. You can kite for days with their skills. And I like the little added graphics that they've added to the combat that's non-alchemy. It just adds a little bit of flair to it. So let me see if I can pull this guy and give you an up-close shot of Mr. Slagjack. Really cool looking model. And they turn ashen. So really cool to see these guys. Almost scary when they do turn ashen. So I'm not really using alchemy on him. I could if I wanted to, but it would be a waste. So I'm kind of saving it. But if I did use alchemy, you can kill him much quicker with some of the skills you get. I do like the concept of names. So this name is actually up because I killed the placeholder earlier. This guy can spawn in one of 5 spots. If you think about EQ, and they would have placeholders. So I killed the placeholder earlier, and it's got a 10-minute repop. And darn if he's not up. So let's kill this guy. I might get an ad, but that's okay. Because again, these are gray. Shouldn't be too much of a challenge. But if you notice, I lulled that guy beside him and then just pulled this guy back so I can just basically kill him, isolate him, and kill him solo. But again, easy kill, nothing difficult. And he dropped, this is his common drop. Now that health regen is improved, that might be a little better item. But he also drops healer offhand, as well as probably the best hammer at level 30. Really nice hammer. So I always make note of killing named. It's one of the things I like to do, is just run around and hunt for named and get good loots. Alright, these damn bugs are the bane of my existence, because they run up hills and you can't get them. I did see the giant one. That thing was massive. What was its name? Like Carol or something, something silly. And there's a rumor that the developers control these and make bets and watch us, because sometimes they get to places you can't get them. So I'm going to try to get them to run down the wall here. So if I get this thing, the green ones are a run speed buff, and it actually stacks with my run speed. So there we go, good. So now I'm really flying. Which also stacks with well-traveled roads. Unfortunately, the canyon here does not have well-traveled roads, but you could basically have 3 speed buffs up at once if you've got lay of the land, the buff from the little fly that I caught, and then the run speed. So I'm also going to check on a named over here on the left. There are these named treants that drop a nice staff. A buddy of mine's looking for the staff, so I see him up now. 2 of them up. So let's see if we can do this. These things are tricky because they will root you and then just converge. So they're blind, but they move to where they hear your footsteps. So you just kind of split them like a football player running kickoff back, and just make sure you don't get too close. So I'm going to do a AoE lull and see if I can lull these 2 and then pull the one behind it. So you noticed they stay and he comes. I also like the little sound effect too of like the acid burning the skin or armor, so it's a nice touch. This one's going to be a little tricky because I have to wait for Alchemy 2 to refresh, so I'm going to just have to use Alchemy 1 for now. Let's see if I can get him by himself. I get an extra. Yeah, so even though this thing is gray, which means I think it's like around level 30, it still puts up a good fight, especially with 2 on you. And if we're not careful, it's going to be 3. No loots, but it's worth a try. Worth a shot. Drop a nice shield as well. Oh, that's right. The thing's name was Sharon. So is that going to be an actual mob, or is that just like a silly something? Or you can't tell. So really like the ability to self-heal again with the Warden. Really nice to be able to just hit that. And believe it or not, the Alchemy 2 version is a 1 minute, or is it 2 minute? I forget. If you mouse over this, it'll show you. So it's a 2 minute hot. So for 2 minutes, every 4 seconds, I get 26 health tick. Really nice Alchemy 2 skill. You can put it on others as well as yourself. I've used it before with soloing like a difficult named, but really nice to put that on. You know, get your damage shield, or your this is your damage shield here, but get that and your physical damage resist buff going, and you can even get some physical damage resist on this Alchemy version here. But a lot of utility with the old Warden. Very flexible class. Mostly single target. They don't really have any AoE damage skills like the Zerker does, but really good and fun with single target. It's actually also the one of the only classes, if not only class, that can bow kite very easily. I mean, human mobs are fairly slow after they lose their initial sprint, but you can, with Alchemy, basically snare a mob for a minute, and I will demonstrate if I don't kill the thing first. I'll demonstrate when I get to a harder mob. These will die too quick. But your augments down here enhance some of your skills. So these 2 poisons will enhance my venom, and this one adds 40 seconds to that venom. So if I use that snare, it's basically adding 40 seconds to it, which is where you get that minute-long snare. So there's a lot of really good things that you can get out of these augments that you can add to your skills. Basically gives them a little bonus You know, you get or you get poisons from certain spiders and things like that. And you just check them or uncheck them if you want to use them or not. You don't have to necessarily use them. Sometimes it's good to save them if you're fighting something that's weak. So these are stone coats, kind of the same mob as that named I killed. And what's interesting about those is since they're made of stone, you can mine their faces. So I'll show you, since this guy is a miner. So yeah, if you kill him, you can basically take a pick to him and just get some stones. Really nice to have the run speed through areas like this. One thing I would like to see, I was always like camping the ancient Cyclops in EverQuest. So I was always doing the J-Boot quest and doing the multi-quest with other characters and players. I think it'd be cool if they had items that actually gave you run speed. They have items that give you combat movement, which is active when you're engaged in combat. However, I think it'd be cool if they had like some boots of some sort that, or augments that you could put on your equipment, because you can put augments on your equipment. I've got some now. These are adding pen, for example. But if you could put like an augment on your boot that gave you run speed, I think that would be a cool feature. Or just have journeyman boots from EQ. They do pay homage to other games. I've seen some items in this game. I mean, one of the bosses, skull bosses at level 50's name is Darkpaw, so I think Flippy Darkpaw from EQ. I'm pretty sure that's where they got it. So up here is the monolith. I'll show you the ravens. Those are a pretty cool looking creature. So there's the monoliths over there, straight ahead, and then there is an ember. I call them ember rifts because you can't enter those. But if you kill something within where it's pulsating out with these ember veins, it has a chance to turn ashen. But here is your raven. So these are pretty cool looking mob. That is what you unlock the city monolith with that thing. You just have to coordinate with other players, but if you turn the dials the right way, you can unlock the monolith in the city. Let's see if we can get Big Bird here. That's what I call it. Here we go. Here's Big Bird. So tell me it's not Big Bird. It's Big Bird. Don't get ashen since it's a gray mob, but I just wanted to show you the model. I thought it was pretty cool looking. Another cool looking mob I'll show you real quick are the Drolsk. I always have trouble saying that, Drolsk. And they are like, some people call them dogs, some people call them anteaters. They're an interesting looking creature, but let's take a peek up here. I'll show you that. So there are certain mobs that only come out at night. Fireflies, for example. These nocturne, I mean, their name's Nocturne, so no kidding. They come out at night as well. And here is a Drolls. Now these things are heavy hitters, so I'm going to try to solo one. And I hope I don't embarrass myself, because I'm probably going to get two if I do that. Let me see. So I lulled that one. No, I'll be alright. If I can take 10% off on the first hit, I should be okay. But they do hit hard. And sometimes they do this wind-up skill that they rear back and do like a fatal shot. And if you're a healer, you can throw like a shield on whoever's getting it. It's one of the strategies that's used for one of the in-game bosses, because his fatal shot is way harder than these guys. But pretty cool looking mob here with that. And I can get some hormones for my Berserker from him, so I'll take it. But I'm going to log my guy into the valley, because I think that's where there's going to be an event, maybe. And maybe do some PvP in the arena, we'll see. So let me log him out. But anywho, hit me up if you've got any questions. I'm happy to help. I'm going to grab a drink real quick while I'm logging, but I'll be BRB. So this is Sentinel healing class, sort of like a cleric. Really good heal over times, really good damage, and they can wear fairly good amount of armor too. So let's see. Sounds like there's some action going on. I'm gonna go goof off. I don't really buy food, but now that they've improved the regen, I don't buy food on my healers, I should correct myself. But now that it works in combat, why not? Sounds like there's some shit talking going on in the arena. Let's go pay him a visit and see if this little lady can kick some ass. She can, by the way. Hopefully. And it's kind of a free-for-all once you step in the arena, so it sounds like that folks are just doing like a damn WWF cage match, which is kind of fun. Yeah, the only EverQuest I know is was EverQuest on Ralisec server PvP. So it was a change for me to play a strictly only PvE game, and I haven't minded it at all. I mean, this game isn't really designed around PvP. It's more of a get together, help out each other out. Where in EverQuest, the same way, it's the PvP aspect, but the EQ PvP was cutthroat. I mean, you could do item loot and things like that. I'm just going to go hit Marcus real quick. Good old salvo. Yeah, salvo is a good skill. See, I'm just going to put heal over times on myself. And then just pick away. It's almost unfair to use this damn skill. Yeah, some classes just aren't built for. Plus, I'm higher level. I can't gloat over being higher level and doing this. But some classes just aren't built for PvP. It doesn't help that they're lower level. But I would like to fight some 50s. So if any 50s are watching, come on down. I wish you could. There was a way to res. I don't think you can. Because I think what happens is, I think a Luna, since I killed a Luna, I had to go down to the fire and like re-up or what have you. So damn, he took a percent off my... no, I did that. That was... Come on, Henley. Yeah, it's if you do die in the arena, you get that downtime where you have to go to a fire. So that I'd like to see if they can change that, just to I mean, maybe it's purposeful, so it's just not a Zerg. Like if you're doing a group like 5-on-5 and somebody can easily get back into the battle, but I think you would notice that if somebody died and just came back in. But so I'm gonna hold on, it's gonna be funny if this works. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna hit Marcus with a salvo, Alchemy 2 salvo, with this beast, and see what happens. I'm gonna waste 20 Ember Essence, but this is gonna be worth it. See, that's just nasty. It hit him for 1,179 hit points. Sorry, Marcus, if you're listening. Yeah, the so what I like about the salvo skill Yeah, that was one shot. It was alchemy too. I was just doing it just because I could. Um, Salvo is a triple dice roll, so it basically what I did there was I had a side positional nasty ass crossbow. See the 5 damage from the side bonus, and so I got beside him, and then I did the salvo skill alchemy two, which is basically it rolls the dice and multiplies it times 3. So if I roll a 495 on top of my other damage bonuses, say I roll a 500, and then it's going to hit for 1500. So really love Salvo 2, Alchemy 2. The problem is I can't use it again for another probably 6 more minutes. It's got a 10-minute refresh, where Alchemy 1 skills have a 2-minute refresh. So I usually stick with Alchemy 1 skills, because even here, at 200, I could get a 600, 700 shot. But Alchemy 2 is just kind of a big bomb. Fun to use in a certain situation like that, at the expense of Marcus. Sorry again, Marcus. I don't even know if he's there. He's going to come back and find himself taking a dirt nap. But yeah, this is where I hope I get enough interest in it that we have folks sign up and just for fun. I mean, I'm going to give out gold to the winners, but level 1 through 9 will fight each other, and I'm going to do like just a random name. Whoever signs up, because it's winner stays and the loser pays or loser leaves. So I'm going to whoever wins in each category give a gold reward. So feel free to sign up on the Discord if you're interested. It'll be this Sunday. I think I said 7 Eastern time. Now, you don't get stealth meat mountain. Throw a kunai at him. I was trying to see if I could heal somebody who wasn't in my group. I wonder if I can invite them after I've already been... No, you can't invite them while you're in mid-combat. One thing I do recommend also is when you're trying out your different builds in this game, these training dummies are perfect for getting... you can basically practice against them without... getting hit back, obviously. So as you can see, the positional bonuses will show. Here I'm not getting the full positional. It's empty. So it'll show you like the bow or the crossbow has side max positional bonus, and the front doesn't have any, and I think the rear has half a little bit. Yeah. So. Really good place to try out different equipment and see what works, what doesn't. And there's an armored one too. And if you notice the little blue shield, if you heard me talk about this before, you can test how much you break down armor. So the little blue shield here, and I've got one too, which can take damage over time. But if I hit this thing, you'll notice this blue shield. If I hit it with my assailing strike skill, watch this blue shield knock down. Well, it should. I don't see it. Maybe these are... I have to report that. Huh. Let me try this one. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working on these dummies. But normally you'll see a percent in this little blue area drop. And that just kind of shows you how much percent of the armor you're taking down. The less armor, the easier it is to get through to the the hit points. But let's see. could type. Really good, the backslash report option. The devs do a good job of listening to that and taking feedback. You can give feedback for something that's broken, or maybe you want to see something added to the game. I remember one time, like I play in first person sometimes, and I used to see, you could see like your weapons clipping into the model or the view here in first person. So I put in a report because it was very obnoxious, seeing your bow clip in while you're running. And within like 3 or 4 weeks, I think they included it in the next patch. So really cool to see that you can have an impact on the game. If you make good constructive suggestions and things like that, then they can take your feedback and maybe fix bugs, various things like that. Add stuff to the game or take it out. Like if it's a bug, they can hopefully take it out for you. The Ember Fires here, if I did mention already, where you can heal your wounds up. So you notice Meat Mountain here has 6% damage from his health from dying, and if you sit next to these fires, it helps heal it up. I'm going to bring my other guy out here. I just got her ready for the PvP portion. Although, last GM event, they had a nice, unique torch drop that I already have on Genra. So watch me come out here with Genra, and then if they have some that same torch loot drop, watch me see it and not be able to get it because I already got it. So this is my Warlord. Again, really love the skills that the Warlord gets. They start out kind of weak, but they increase in power over time to the point where they're very, very strong. But we should probably group up in a raid or something, because it'll help with my like heals and stam and stuff. So I'm wondering if we should raid. I know that I don't think these are for experience anyways, but I'm just curious how this is going to work, since I don't think we've done a GM event since we've had raids. But we'll see what the devs suggest. There we go. So we're just trying to sort through and make sure everyone's getting in groups. So can one of, let's see, hold on a second. Okay, Ether. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks for your patience. All right, let's see. See if I can get this adjusted. So it looks like villagers at Windmill Camp are starting to yell bats, bats, bats. Oh, here we go. This confused they do is so nasty. Which way is forward? Options, interface. So you gotta take the nest down or it just basically keeps spawning these things. There we go, a little bit cleaner look once all the names showing. A lot of the nests they regenerate too, so you got to keep the DPS on them if they're like the ant nest. Oh yeah, there's another mound. You can see it. Sometimes you learn to run sideways instead of just figuring out which button. Oh no, I need a heal Mirren. Where are you at? Oh, we got a disconnected. Where is Mirren at? Better get back in, get closer to the raid. I can't heal you way out there. So I'm just spamming a lot of my AoE. Because it's hitting the nest and the bats at the same time. these 3Cs are the nasty ones. Trying to get these guys to invite, because we got a group that are people that are trying to get in. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Hopefully I can pay attention to healing now. I don't think anybody's really died yet, so that's good. I knew that was going to piss him off. Oh shit, I'm sorry to say I was chatting with somebody. I'm trying to get you up. I'm going to die now. I'm not paying attention. I'm just a punching bag here. I'm getting beat by using all those AoEs. And I lost my damage shield, but I'm going to put it back on. So it's cool they've added some tech to the game to allow like lower levels to group with higher levels and still have an impact in a raid like this, or an event I should say. It isn't normally like this. Like if these were truly white to me, they would be destroying like the lower levels. But I think they've got it set up so it's kind of like it scales to whatever level they are, which is kind of cool. So everybody can kind of participate. So yeah, had to mess with my loot settings because I have basic items on pass, and so I was like, well, I'm not getting any rolls for the items, and I guess they're labeled as basic items. Or I don't think that's intentional. I'm gonna try to put in a report for that. So I have quite a bit of combat fatigue to wear off. I've got 45%. So yeah, I was taking some deaths, and as you can see, I had like 40 some percent of my health uh, hurting. But sitting by the fire will heal it slowly. Put some ash in there, so we'll see what happens. All right, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I was taking an ass kicking. So I'm gonna continue to play, but I have to make some phone calls and whatnot. So I'm going to pass you off to Llama. He is a lot more charismatic than I am streamer. Heck of a guy. He's in this raid as well. So I'm going to raid his channel. Please give me a follow if you're interested in the content. Again, I just do chill streams of Embers for the most part. But give me a follow. Again, I don't do ads. You don't have to pay anything. It's just free, watching of Embers. So I'm going to raid Llama, and please sure to give him a warm welcome. And you'll have a good rest of your night. I'll be streaming later. So I'm going to pass you off to him. Thanks again for watching. Let's see. Be sure to give him some love.